Hello everyone, this is Alchemist back again. We'll be doing a weapon review for the current weapons that were previewed. I'll give my thoughts, my potential of what could happen, what I would like to happen for these weapons, and much more in this following video. For starters, we have the Warlock chest piece, Microcosm. Its rough meaning could be perceived as vanity or vainglory. In the preview, it states that arcane needles will perform a suspending burst to the target, allowing them to be suspended and tangled up. Now, at first glance, I'm really hoping that they give this armor piece a secondary functionality, as it does seem a little underwhelming, especially if you're using this in the Strand subclass. Warlocks have access to Weaver's Trance, which allows the Warlock Grenade Overcharge to suspend AoE on every final blow. And with Mind Spunification, Weaver's Trance is so easy to trigger, as all you need to do is consume your Shackle Grenade in order to do so. We also have the Wanderer aspect, in which tangles that you throw attach to enemies and detonate into a suspending burst. The thirdling final blows will also create the tangle. So already out of the box, we have two strand aspects that render this exotic obsolete, or potentially so without further functionality built in. And whilst this could be really good on Prismatic, we might drive a hard bargain with the new class item combinations that are present. It looks very cool and interesting, but I can't honestly put my full thoughts until we get our hands into it. But that's my overall feeling when it comes to the Microcosm exotic chess piece. Next up is a Gifted Conviction Hunter exotic chess piece. And it states that arc aspects will create bouncing explosives. And already a plus is that it works alongside aspects. My hope is that it works with both lethal current as well as the flow state aspect on Hunter, and not just simply the aspect that alters melees for us. With that said, I have quite the questions involving what type of projectile it truly is. If it is a grenade type projectile, will it trigger ashes to assets? Will it serve as an extension to the melee aspects that we get, allowing that as a form to reduce orbs and get super energy? In the gameplay video, it seems that it's able to jolt the target. Will it be able to proc flow state multiple times? If so, will those count as projectile spawns? It's a lot of questions, as I'm hoping that there's more to this exotic, as right now it does seem a little underwhelming. Now we have another exotic, one of the arguably most interesting of the bunch. Titans get hazardous propulsion, as their class ability allows them to fire Exodus rockets. Now if I may pause for a moment, lore-wise, the implication that Failsafe is in that exotic chess piece is amazing, as we haven't gotten to see her in a long time. Not only that, but it does seemingly look quite strong, being able to clear out bigger targets with a single blast. Overall, looks one of the best out of the three that we've gotten so far. Looking forward to what this weapon entails. But with that, ends the armor section of my exotic overview. Starting at the weapon roster, we have the Khvostov 7G0X. Many of us know that Bungie has quite the deep history with the number 7, so deep in fact that it could deserve its own video. But back to the weapon, every 7th bullet gets its own ricochet. And we see that in the video that it can ricochet multiple times with a much more powerful bullet, a bullet that is capable of one-shotting red bars. I'm also interested in PvP. How will the ricochet bullet drop the other enemy's TTK if you happen to have multiple enemies that are nearby? Though my understanding of Khvostov's older identity is that it was able to be almost completely modular as a weapon. So I'm wondering, with the fact that we have crafting out today, is that trend potentially returning, or will it come back with a new fresh identity? Next up is the Microcosm, and this is a Traveler's Beam Trace Rifle that everyone has been teased during the initial reveal of the final shape. The word essentially meaning a representative or a miniature version of a larger complex reality. So in this case, the Microcosm acts as a literal microcosm to the Traveler. This is one of the first exotic heavy trace rifles we have in the game, and honestly looks pretty stellar if you ask me. It fires a Traveler's Beam at our enemies and does bonus damage to elemental shields. So we do know that different damage effects will spread across the video for Microcosm. So it could be something where it may be able to change element based on subclass you're currently wearing. Though I do hope that there's something more to add for the damage of shields, as while it may be useful for endgame content, it needs to justify the use of using heavy ammo. But with that said, it looks like a welcome addition across all the exotics that we have seen so far. I cannot wait to see how Bungie puts in the work in order to make this exotic as best as possible, as it does seem to be representative of the Traveler itself. But now we have one of the last, and certainly not least exotic out of all of them, the Still Hunt, which its name could be in reference to still hunting, which is a process to ambush or stalk game animals. Paired with the fact that this looks eerily similar to that of a hunting rifle, it could also be in reference to the fact that we are taking Golden Gun from Hunter. Within the reticle, we could see how much bullets that we are able to have or consume, and it's looking like we'll be able to have 3 Golden Gun shots in the mag. And this exotic trait does state that we charge our power to get Golden Gun shots, which we will likely charge our power through either getting precision hits or kills in general. I think that the potential for this exotic is absolutely amazing. It is honestly one of the more prominent exotics that have been shown within this preview, and I've been hearing a lot of talk that it could be interesting if you can combine it with things like Celestial Nighthawk. It would be definitely cool if we could have that exclusive synergy, but I'm not really counting on it. Nighthawk is already a super powerful option, so I highly doubt they would try and buff it even more with another weapon that can stack off Golden Gun. But cheers if they do. People have also theorized that this may take up your super in order to charge up the Golden Gun shot, and whilst I wouldn't deny the possibility of that being true, I hope it wouldn't be. For the sake of this gun, actually, I really hope it wouldn't. This gun certainly has the potential to be an energy version of Izanagi's Burden, where the potential of it to store bullets that are Golden Gun bullets is very high. So you'd start off your phase by killing enemies or getting headshots, then you store up enough bullets to prepare your boss phase, and there you are, you're ready to go. I predict that this is used for classes that have not really more damaging supers but more utility supers are going to be perfect for it. For example, you have your Golden Gun weapon, and then you have your Well of Radiant super. Then you have Hunter Silent and Squall. If the Still Hunt is potent enough, it will allow more breathing room for utility supers. Stasis Lucky Pants Hunter is the general go-to for one of the highest DPS totals in the game. But in order to have that, they sacrifice a super that is alright. With this, potentially they can have a higher damage rotation with Still Hunt. Same with Warlocks. Now Warlocks can confidently use Phoenix Protocol, knowing that they have a super that will give them even more damage. And Titans can even stack their own damage with that for engaging in their own burst. I think that this was a fantastic decision from the design team, and I'm certainly looking forward to them doing more of this with other supers as well, especially things like Chaos Reach. But with that, we do have some new exotics on the Bungie website. We have one for Warlocks called the Speaker's Sight, where the Warlock wears the Speaker's mask. Next is the Balance of Power exotic for Hunter. It looks very Splicer inspired. Could be something going on there. But there's finally the Wishful Ignorance. The new Titan arm piece exotic seems to be strand based with the green lacing around the arms and knuckles with advanced machinery, and it also seems like it has an Ahamkara attached to the arm piece, putting the wishful in Wishful Ignorance. With that concludes the video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment on what you are most excited for.